patrons, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in for yet another episode on the Silent Solutions channel. Today we're going to talk about my hog hunting setup. A little backstory if you didn't know this already. Back in 2014-15-ish, I started a night vision hog hunting outfitting service. I took clients out in the woods in North Florida, and we'd trek through the woods and the swamps, and we'd sneak up on pigs using lasers and night vision and thermals and all kinds of, the peripheral gear, and we'd shoot pigs, and it was a lot of fun. Pretty successful too. It was just a lot of work. The name Silent Solutions was the name of the company, and this is kind of, it just carried over. So Silent Solutions actually started as, a night vision hog hunting outfitting service. So I still hunt to this day. Though not as regularly as I would like to, but I still get after it from time to time, and I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that I use to accomplish the mission. So over the years, I've experimented with multiple setups, backpacks, and battle belts, and I found that a chest rig is probably the happy medium for the type of hunting that I do. It allows you to take a decent amount of gear, but not be so overloaded and inaccessible that it hinders you or makes a bunch of noise walking through certain terrain. So the stuff is centerline, it's accessible if I need it, it's secure, it's not going to fall out or anything like that under, dynamic, stressful movement or just long movements over terrain, because sometimes I will get out and I'll cover 6 or 7 miles sometimes in a night just walking around. So I'll kind of go right to left around my body, describing how I have my rig set up, and then we'll move to the other pieces of gear. So over here, I've just got map reading supplies, a protractor, a compass, pins for marking, locations on maps and stuff like that. So I can nav my way in and out of areas if I need to, though where I hunt, generally speaking, I know the area like the back of my hand. This is just, if I'm in a new area and I can get the maps, I can usually kind of plot out a course or have a panic azimuth or something like that, a pace plan, if you will. In Florida, the state bird is the tiger mosquito, the Asian tiger mosquito. They look like the bugs from Starship Troopers if you ever see them up close. They will bite you through your clothes. You have to wear long sleeve shirts, usually a t-shirt and some type of like a combat shirt or something like that goes down over your wrists. And then occasionally I'll wear even gloves because they're that bad. So I will carry absolutely a Thermacell. It's about an 80% solution. Every once in a while you'll get one tough bastard that kind of dive bombs you and gets you, but it's certainly not as bad as it could be. And then in the pistol mag carrier, I'll carry an extra propane tank for the Thermacell. The Thermacell is awesome. Don't leave home without it, at least in the South. In here, I'll usually have my TNVC Torch Pro, which is your handheld IR illuminator. I can pick up eye shine from animals, several hundred meters out. Sometimes I'll carry a hog call in there. I have mixed feelings about that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes it comes with me, sometimes it doesn't. The next thing, my PAZ 23 MTM handheld thermal. This thing is invaluable. If you have night vision and you don't have thermal, you're leaving a lot on the table. So having the ability to see in both spectrums is really, really important, and it will up your successes. I do like having thermal, especially for hunting. Over here, a couple of spare mags. Not that I run through that much ammo when I hunt. I might shoot 3 or 4 rounds tops, but you never know. And sometimes you'll get a malfunctioning magazine on your rifle, so it's good to be able to swap it out with something that works. And finally, your IFAK kit. Never, ever go in the woods by yourself without an IFAK kit or some type of worst case scenario stuff, and obviously tell people where you're going to be and when you'll be back. So that is kind of my chest rig. Now, if you can see on my backside, this what looks like half a body armor carrier. That's actually the IMS Sport carrier from Core Performance with the ice plate in it. The ice plate is it's a freezable water tank, so it's frozen right now. It's sitting on my back. It's keeping me nice and comfortable and cool. So when you're walking around 6, 7, 8 miles at a time in the Florida swamps, it's going to keep you that much cooler, keep your core temperature down. I'm not saying you're not going to sweat your ass off, but at least you'll be kind of comfortable when you do it. And then once it melts, then if you do want to drink out of it, you can absolutely do that. So I have a little bit of onboard water to fight the thirst. And that's pretty much it for up here. I'll carry a handheld flashlight and my knife. I will sometimes carry a handgun, and so I do have a spare mag in here for my Glocks. When the weather is warmer outside, I define warm as 70 plus degrees, I will wear snake boots. Snake boots are a really, really good idea if you are in the South. They usually go up almost to your knee, and they can prevent a bad time ruining your weekend, definitely. If the weather is we'll call it 70 degrees, more like sub 60 degrees, I'll just wear some Loa Zephyr boots that are really comfortable, and I can walk for miles and miles on those things. So good boots, depending on the terrain you're in and depending on the weather you're in, are a must, whether they're snake boots or they're just a good hiking boot. I don't like light hikers like the Solomons and stuff like that. Well, some of the Solomons are nice, but like your typical like light performance, almost tennis shoe like Solomons, those are going to be a no-go for hunting for me. You're just going to roll your ankle eventually, and that's no fun, especially when you're 4 miles from your truck and you're all by yourself. Then you get to hobble back to your vehicle, if you can hobble back to your vehicle. Maybe you have to use your rifle as a crutch, but that's no fun. So something that goes up pretty high above the ankle is almost a must-have for boots for me. Moving over to my rifle, this is kind of a Franken gun, and I've been using it. I've taken many scalps with it over the years. It's a Noveske lower. I don't even remember the type of upper receiver that it is, but it's a Seekins Precision 14.5 barrel. It's got an AAC SDN6 on it. I'm sporting the Unity tall mount with a Comp M5. I like the M5 for night shooting. It doesn't have as good a daylight brightness settings as say the T1 or the T2. So at night, it's the brightness is kind of irrelevant because you're going to be running it in lower type modes. This rifle is basically set up for night shooting. I don't even have a white light on it. I do have a handheld white light, but I have a B.E. Meyers Key-G. This is a Key-G 10, which is the 10 degree. This might get you out to 100, 150 meters. It's not a long range illuminator. This is a 300 blackout gun. I'm not shooting long range. If I need a long range illuminator, I have my Torch Pro. And then I'm sporting the Steiner Tor Mini, which is the little mini IR laser. This package right here is right about $1,000. It's a really good capability for hunters, and it doesn't break the bank. So if you're looking for something like that, it definitely works for hunting. I wouldn't necessarily suggest it for professional end users who are doing real work after dark, but for hunters, the setup will definitely help you kill stuff. As always, Unity tall mounts. Love my Unity fast mounts for aim points. They're great. I got a little bit of camo wrap just for comfort's sake. I'm running a Viking Tactics 2-point VTAC sling, which is kind of like one of those gold standards as far as slings go. Because when I'm out hunting, I'm patrolling 99% of the time. Shooting's only 1% of it. So I need a good 2-point adjustable sling that is quiet and it's comfortable, and this sling absolutely does it. I got a prototype stock sock. This is one of the first prototypes that we had built. The new ones are out. They're on the Blue Alpha website if you want an updated one. To my knowledge, this is the only one that's in that ATAX IX pattern. Carry a tourniquet in there. That's always a good idea. And then other than that, I'm sporting I got a bad lever. I got LMT ambi safety on this thing, and running the Barnes 110 bullets, which are just absolute murder on pigs. Really like supersonic 300 blackout. I don't even mess with the subsonic stuff. But that's my rifle, and it works great. I've killed many pigs with it. Obviously, last but not least, you guys have probably seen this helmet a million times. This is my main stick. It's OpsCore Carbon SF. It's really comfortable. It's non-ballistic, breathable. It's sporting an X300V on the side for dual spectrum stuff, and a Princeton Tech little admin light. Man, OpsCore amps. These things are the bomb. the sound quality is absolutely amazing on these things. I turn them on out in the woods. I mean, I can hear hogs 200, 300 yards away sometimes, depending on, you know, what they're doing and how they're moving and feeding and stuff like that. So having a good set of ear pro, it's important for range stuff, don't get me wrong, but you can actually use these things to your benefit in kind of the hunting realm, just to be able to hear like a freaking jungle cat. So I'll take whatever edge I can get. And then, you know, my DTMVS and my E-Cody, these things are great. I can, you know, I can spot with my thermal, and then I can make the stock both with the night vision and the E-Cody to kind of keep situational awareness on what's going on, and to don't have to constantly switch between a thermal and my night vision, though I've done it in the past. Not that big of a deal. But having the E-Cody is really cool, especially when they go into, you know, vegetation. I can still kind of keep tabs on stuff as long as, you know, there is a hot spot or partial exposure of the animal in the woods. And basically in North Florida, I'm hunting in Vietnam. I mean, so there's places on my hunt lease that look like the Mekong Delta. Like, we could probably film a you know, a Vietnam reenactment scene in some of these places. It's that thick jungle. So the E-Cody really helps out. If you take a shot at pigs, oftentimes you'll see they'll run, you know, 100, 200 meters, and as long as you can maintain some sort of semblance of sight on them, they'll stop, and you can oftentimes make another stalk in on them and shoot them again. It's happened before. It's not 100%. That is not a hard, fast rule, but it definitely has been cool being able to keep eyes on with thermal, the E-Cody for stuff like that. But you know, I can see, I could shoot, I can illuminate, search. And I've got a little bit of mission support gear on me. I've got, you know, water. Water's always good. But this is kind of what I use to, you know, spot and stalk hog hunt. I like to get around and move. If I don't have to sit in a stand, I won't. Sitting in a stand is extremely boring. Much too ADD to just sit there most of the time. So I like to be able to get down and walk. And, you know, even if you don't shoot anything, it's still great. It's great exercise. It's just, you know, just the mental health aspect of walking around in the woods is really cool. So if you've never hog hunted under night vision, man, give it a try. It's awesome. You don't have to do it like I do, but it's a lot more fun if you do. Those of you who just sit in a stand with a thermal, more power to you. But this is my setup, and I'm sticking to it. So if you have any questions about my setup, feel free to leave it in the comments. As always, thanks for being a subscriber and a patron. Look forward to seeing you guys doing more videos for you and answering more questions. And if you do have questions about other stuff, feel free to drop them in the comments or message me directly. It gives me more ideas for content, and I can better help you guys. So thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for being a patron. I'll see you next time.